Okay, Chapter 2, The Steep Climb. Jack opened his eyes. The light was still gray, but the air was even damper and colder than in Frog Creek. Wow, I'm in a long dress, said Annie. It's scratchy. Hey, I've got a little purse on my belt, and it has my library card in it. Jack looked down at his own clothes. He was wearing a shirt and trousers made of heavy wool. He also wore leather slippers. In place of his backpack was a leather bag. Wow, said Annie, looking out the window. This really looks like the Dark Ages. Jack looked out too. He couldn't see anything through the mist. It's just because the sun's not up yet, he said. I better check the book. Annie handed the Ireland book to Jack, and he opened it and he read aloud. The early Middle Ages were once known as the Dark Ages because learning and culture nearly vanished, which means went away, throughout Europe. Scholars today praise the brave Irish monks who helped keep the Western civilization alive. What do civilization and monks mean? Asked Annie. Well, I think civilization is when people have books and art and good manners, said Jack. And monks are religious people who spend their time praying and reading and helping people. Well, I don't see any civilization or monks out here, said Annie, pointing at the mist. Jack pulled out his notebook and he wrote, Brave Monks in Ireland. Then he looked at Annie. If we find civilization, I think will find the lost story, he said. Well, let's go, said Annie. She lifted her skirt and climbed out the window. Jack read more in the Ireland book. The monks copied the ancient writings of the Western world. Before printing was invented, all the books had to be written and copied by hand. Hey, we're on a cliff, Annie called from outside, above the ocean. Well, be careful, Jack said. He stuffed the Ireland book in his notebook and into a leather bag. Then he climbed out the window. Annie was peering over the edge, and Jack looked too. There was a rocky shore 20 feet below, and waves slapped against the rocks. Seagulls swooped and glided above the sea. It doesn't look like there's any civilization down there, said Jack. Well, maybe we should climb those, said Annie. She pointed to steep steps cut into the cliff. Jack looked up, and the cliff also rose above them in the mist. Well, we better wait till the sun comes up, he said. No, let's just go super slow, said Annie. She started up the stone steps. Wait, Annie, said Jack. They might be slippery. Whoa, she said, almost falling backward. I tripped on my darn dress. I told you to wait, Jack said. It's too dangerous. Just then something fell from above. Watch it, said Jack, and he put his hands over his head. Hey, it's a rope, said Annie. Jack saw a thick rope dangling down the stairs. Where'd this come from? He asked. Well, it's like when Morgan dropped the ladder to us, said Annie. I bet someone's trying to help us. Yeah, but who? Said Jack. Let's find out, said Annie. She grabbed the rope. I'll use it first, and once I'm at the top, you can come after me. Okay, but hurry, he said, and be very careful. Jack waited as Annie started climbing up the steps. Annie held onto the rope as she climbed slowly up the stairs. Soon she vanished over the top of the cliff. What's up there? Jack shouted, but his voice was lost in the sound of the waves. He grabbed the rope and he started up the steep steps, and at the top of the cliff he pulled himself over the edge. Ah! Boomed a deep, jolly voice. It's another little invader. Find out who that would be. Chapter 3, coming up next, will be Brother Patrick.